A well-known photographic saying states that you are only as good as your last picture. I would go further and say that you are only as good as your next picture. Of course, that is not possible to show, but by tackling the spirit of the saying, I will confine myself to images taken on my tours in the last year, from August 2016 until July 2017. My approach to landscape photography is as a minimalist, that is, less is more, but also in respect of gear. This limitation permits more freedom than you may imagine, still allowing me to present both atmospheric and chocolate box interpretations, both of which have their places artistically and commercially. However, you will have to wait until the end of the programme for details. A photographic highlight of the season was to take members of the Dorking Camera Club to the top floors of 20 Fenchurch Street in the City of London, better known as the Walkie Talkie Building and Sky Garden. Sunset is a good time for views over the city, but tripods are not allowed, a true test for traditional photographic skills that you may have forgotten, especially as you are forced to shoot through a glass barrier. If you wish to know more, see my YouTube production dedicated to Sky Garden. During the period under review, I organised 3 photographic tours in the Peak District, South West Ireland and Yorkshire Dales for HF Holidays, the UK's premier walking and leisure activity holiday company. Holidays of this nature are a true test for a photography leader because, unlike working from home, you have to run the holiday whatever the weather chucks at you, so you need a plan B. After all, you will receive no thanks for marching photographers up a hill when there is little chance of getting a decent shot in the pouring rain. A spectacular sunrise is as unpredictable as a decent day. In the Peak District, not far from Dovedale, we managed one, just a few steps from the hotel, so there's laziness for you. It was cold too, the overnight frost adding its own touch of magic. We had a cracking day for the ROACHES, high sandstone rocks overlooking Cheshire and Staffordshire. This type of landscape needs a dramatic day. Otherwise, it's a waste of time, especially when your party expects results. Playing a waiting game is best done on your own. Predicting weather is the passport to landscape photography, And with so many apps now available on mobile phones, it is almost inexcusable to turn up at the wrong moment. But then, hang on, what if you are tied to time? A bit of a problem when leading a holiday in Ireland, when you soon realise why it is called an island of 40 shades of green. We soon dived for cover at Glengarriff Nature Reserve in County Cork, where the 40 shades of green were enhanced by rain. The trick is to get rid of the sky, not difficult with extensive tree cover, but in an open landscape we have to arrange the sky a little more creatively. I also played around with the video button when a boatman arrived to collect a friend for a fishing expedition. We did experience some sunny bits, so here are a few shots taken on location, whatever the weather. The weather was just as challenging in the lakes and Yorkshire Dales, but we managed to arrive at the right time on many occasions. Plan B for wet weather is often church interiors. I am not a church goer, but I admire the aesthetic beauty of church architecture created by medieval master masons and craftsmen. It is photographically a challenging and demanding subject. The 15th century choir stalls in Cartmel Priory are stunning. Of day trips and overnight visits, 2 tours of Shropshire to see a friend proved enjoyable and memorable. Some of the time was spent at Shrewsbury. Or is it Shrewsbury? Never mind. The town is architecturally fascinating, as were the tours to Ironbridge, the WREKIN and Atcham Bridge, spanning the River Severn, and here captured during the sun's dying rays. Isn't it peculiar how sunrise and sunset shots always seem to get more likes on Facebook? I spent 3 nights in the Lake District. Choosing August may not be the best time, So I went to Ravenglass, the one bit of the national park on the coast and away from crowds. It is a fascinating location where 3 rivers meet the Irish Sea. Perfect for sunsets, as I found out, achieving 3 out of 3. I went for the Viking cross at Gosforth Church, a rare and tangible example of their visit around the 9th century, apart, that is, from place names. Having a Scandinavian surname, I have for many years wanted to produce a program about the Vikings for my visual lectures to clubs. That was completed earlier this year. I spent quite a bit of time in my own county, Surrey, and neighbouring Sussex. I live on the North Downs, but its cousin is the South Downs, the Weald sitting in between. Much of this landscape is within easy reach of London, but suffers nothing as a consequence. Roads and rail routes proliferate the area like a spider's web, so arriving by public transport is easy. One rail route that closed in the 1950s and would probably be useful as an alternative route to Brighton today is the Bluebell Heritage Steam Railway, one of the first in the UK. Reverting back for the national need is unlikely, so a nostalgic trip to Sheffield Park and the National Trust Landscape Garden still provides the perfect day out. I went on an atmospheric day in the depths of winter when angel rays were very much in evidence. I love walking the South Downs and recently took 2 trips around the Ouse Valley. This, of course, is the Sussex Ouse, and my wandering steps took me to the Longman of Wilmington, some amazing cliff scenery at Peacehaven, and an appointment with Virginia Woolf, well, actually her former home at Rodmell, now in the care of the National Trust. Talking of historic figures, Grantchester near Cambridge is associated with Rupert Brooke and a television programme of the same name. Visits to our great capital included Osterley House, Chiswick House and Queen's House, Greenwich. I also went by train to Royston for Wimpole Hall, the Kent coast for the Twin Towers at Reculver, and finally a day at Newbury, not for the races, but instead an energetic walk to Donington Castle from the town centre. There have been many memorable moments in the last year, but after a visit to Middleton Camera Club near Bognor Regis, a friend invited me to join him on the Chichester Ship Canal, followed by a wonderful meal at Del Quay in Chichester Harbour at sunset, a perfect way to conclude the day, this programme, and for more likes on Facebook. Oh, I nearly forgot the gear. Well, not much actually. I have been wedded to Olympus since 1998, who support my work, and I am one of their mentors. I have personally witnessed many exciting changes in their approach to digital photography, and this entire program has been shot with Olympus OM-D E-M1 Mk1 and 2 cameras, which I revere. Mostly, I use just one lens, the 12-50, so nothing fancy here. Therefore, judge me by the results and not the gear. And as for my next picture, well, maybe in a year I'll present another review.